Now we turn all new tonight from Washington. We've been given a tour inside Mitch McConnell's empty office today, but it's one surrounded by memories of his long career, including what his critics said about him and even drew cartoons about. Plus, we caught up with Kentucky's Rand Paul today. Our political reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez and photojournalist Jessica Farley are live with more of our exclusive coverage on the return of the U.S. Senate without McConnell. And Isaiah, does Rand Paul believe his colleague will ever return there?
Well, Doug, it seems to, if you ask Senator Rand Paul, he believes maybe in the next week or two, it wouldn't surprise him to see Senator McConnell back on the Senate floor. But going off a little bit about what Governor Beshear said in Conroy's story, essentially calling for interviews, videos from Senator McConnell. I believe he said something along the lines of the quickest way to end speculation is an interview. That's a question I asked Senator Rand Paul, and he says, I think it's up to McConnell. Now, here's a little bit more from that tour that Doug referenced. We're given a tour of Senator Mitch McConnell's Capitol Hill expansive offices here in D.C., where his staff remains busy despite his absence. We get a peek behind the curtain, access to one of his main conference rooms where the walls of his rise to prominence tell the story. This conference room in Senator Mitch McConnell's office shows you a window into his entire career, starting from, of course, his run for Jefferson County Judge Executive to that high-profile Senate race in 1984 that led to this point, over a 40-year career in the U.S. Senate. This room right here, he would meet not just with his staff, but folks in Kentucky, statewide. And then this is really something that we're told the senator very much enjoys, the cartoons, the caricatures over the years, some not necessarily kind to Senator McConnell. We're told he has a good sense of humor, likes to see the history of it all, the headlines, and then this spot right here. This is where Senator McConnell will normally sit. Of course, his staff is waiting on his return. It's now been more than 1 month since McConnell's last vote, and for the first time since that photo update from his team, I heard from Republican Senator Rand Paul, who told me outside the Senate chamber that he hasn't spoken to the 84-year-old since this weekend's statement.
I think that the expectation and the hope now is that he'll be back soon.
No video was allowed in the area I talked to Paul. I asked him what the impact is each day McConnell misses votes.
I think when there are important votes, he'll be back. I don't know that he's missed any important votes.
Are you confident he will return to the Senate floor?
His statement this week was he'll be back pretty soon, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see him back next week or two.
And Doug, as you saw in that video there, that big wall of those cartoons, many published, whether it be in newspapers in Louisville and across the country, McConnell appeared to really lean into some of the widespread criticism. In fact, even maybe taking some pride in the fact that so many folks took issue with him. He, of course, has been around for quite a long time, and that wall really paints the picture as far as you know, how much he's been involved in not just state politics, but of course national politics as well. Doug?